Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a very special episode of Easy Buckets. How you guys doing today? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. In today's video, I got something that I guarantee you guys are going to love, especially if you're a big Lakers fan. We're going to be talking about the Lakers roster and talking about one center that I'm thinking about that could be a good fit. We just got a crazy report that Lamarcus Aldridge could be making an NBA return. And now the question is, should the Lakers pursue? So if you're a Lakers fan and you want to know more about this question and scenario, you're gonna love this. Let's get right into it. During last year's NBA midseason, I would say around the NBA trade deadline time, Lamarcus Aldridge was one of the most popular buyout candidates. Not only was he one of the most popular, he was one of the major Lakers targets when it comes to them signing a perfect center. And with that being said, Laker fans everywhere loved the idea of him teaming up with Anthony Davis and LeBron James, especially with every single thing he would bring. NBA experience, size, defense, a good offense. Lamarcus would have been a bang for the buck for the Lakers if he signed that veteran's minimum contract. As I mentioned earlier, with his experience, Aldridge is a 7-time NBA All-Star and spent the majority of his NBA season with the Portland Trail Blazers and recently the San Antonio Spurs. But after leaving the Spurs, he did not go to the Lakers. He signed a rest of the year deal with the Brooklyn Nets, joining Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and James Harden. And after that signing, everybody thought the Nets would win the NBA championship. With them getting Blake and Lamarcus, that team's front court looked unstoppable. Because Lamarcus did not sign with the Lakers, they had to turn to Andre Drummond, which in my opinion, we all thought was going to be a pretty good signing as well, but of course with Drummond being very underwhelming, we all see now that that wasn't the best move. When it comes to skill, Aldridge is definitely better. But after signing with the Brooklyn Nets, everything looked amazing for their future and possibly them winning the NBA championship. In mid-April, we got hit with some big news that Lamarcus Aldridge has decided to retire from basketball because he was dealing with some kind of heart condition. Ever since his rookie season, Aldridge was diagnosed with Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome, a disease that can cause a rapid heartbeat as a rookie, but he had never experienced it in game until this past season. He actually felt it during a game against the Los Angeles Lakers. The report also says this: at the time, Aldridge posted on his social media accounts that it was among the scariest things he's ever experienced. Guys, after we heard this, we all wanted the best for Aldridge. Take the time off. It was kind of sad to see him retire before winning an NBA championship, but at the end of the day, you are a human first, take care of your body first, and I do believe he made the right decision to take a step back for now. But oh boy guys, we just got some amazing news that Lamarcus Aldridge is mulling return to the NBA after medical consultation. From what it sounds like, Lamarcus Aldridge met with doctors and they're saying there's a chance he could return to the NBA. This is the report according to ESPN. Aldridge is likely going to engage in conversation with interested teams in the coming weeks, and if he were to sign, the organization itself would need to medically clear him before he would be able to sign a contract. Nonetheless, the 36-year-old Aldridge is still unsure if he plans on unretiring or not. One thing's for sure though, I do believe if Lamarcus Aldridge comes back, he's gonna join a championship roster team. Not any team for money. He's gonna sign a veteran's minimum contract, and there's no better team in mind than him joining the Los Angeles Lakers, a team that was just interested in him. Throughout Lamarcus's NBA career, he is known to be a scoring power forward, a scoring machine, a deadly scorer that has a career average of 19 points per game. I do believe whatever he brings to the table is going to help a championship roster 100%. So now let's talk about the Lakers. Should they gamble on Lamarcus Aldridge? Is he going to be a good fit? Is he going to fit the roster? I'm going to give you my answer, and that is a big time yes. As of right now, the Lakers are simply going full throttle for the NBA championship. They're signing the best available free agents, and if Lamarcus Aldridge is healthy, he becomes available, he tops Dwight Howard and in my opinion, Marc Gasol as well. Aldridge is better than both of these centers. From what we've seen so far on the San Antonio Spurs and the Brooklyn Nets in his short time there, Aldridge is getting better defensively. He simply wants to be a star in his role, he doesn't want to score anymore, and simply do whatever he can to help the team win. And with the Lakers right now simply focusing on veteran experienced players, he is an upgrade. Dwight Howard is 35 years old, Marc Gasol is 36 years old, and Lamarcus Aldridge is also the same age. But I believe starting Lamarcus Aldridge at the center would simply be great when it comes to an all-around floor spacing aspect and a defensive point of view. As of right now, we know Russell Westbrook's gonna start, maybe Wayne Ellington, LeBron James of course, Anthony Davis, and from what we're hearing, Marc Gasol could start at the center. But replacing Marc Gasol with Lamarcus Aldridge would simply create a front court that could simply be unstoppable. It could be a nightmare to watch, especially for the other teams. The Lakers right now currently have 12 players on their roster, which means they have 3 more spots to fill, and I believe with these 3 spots, they're going to target 1 more center, and of course maybe some guards. But with that center, I do believe gambling on Lamarcus Aldridge is a great idea. Of course, to be a devil's advocate, I could say signing him might not be a good idea simply because the Lakers have a lot of old players. Maybe they want to focus their final roster signings towards younger players. Maybe somebody like Harvey Giles. I made a video about that a few days ago. Maybe going back for Damian Jones, Taco Fall. I don't even know. But if they don't want that, if they don't want development, go all the way. Go for the best available market piece. Aldridge is that guy. And I do believe if he becomes available, a lot of teams are going to chase him. Of course, another popular team that I believe wants Lamarcus Aldridge is the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets last year signed him to the veterans minimum, a rest of the year deal, but didn't get a chance for him to play with them in the playoffs. And of course, with the Brooklyn Nets in the exact same position as the Lakers, they're going full throttle for the NBA championship. A reunion of Blake, LaMarcus, Kyrie, Kevin Durant, and James Harden would simply give the NBA that experience we missed last year. In my opinion, I do believe it's very likely that Lamarcus Aldridge goes back to the Brooklyn Nets, but of course, as a Laker fan, I would love to see him in the purple and gold. I do want to give you guys one more team that I believe will be a great fit for Lamarcus Aldridge, and that's him going to the Miami Heat. This is a very under-the-radar idea, under-the-radar target, but I believe it will be a spectacular one. Lamarcus Aldridge could simply be a big factor to a championship run for the Heat. During last year's NBA buyout market, the Heat were actually in pursuit to get LaMarcus, but he ended up signing with the Brooklyn Nets. But with the Miami Heat right now going full throttle for the NBA championship as well, they made a lot of great moves this offseason. They got Kyle Lowry, brought back Oladipo. I believe Lamarcus Aldridge would simply fit their lineup perfectly. Imagine this starting lineup: Kyle Lowry point guard, Duncan Robinson shooting guard, Jimmy small forward, Bam power forward, and Aldridge at center. And having Oladipo and Harrell off the bench, the Heat roster could be a championship one for sure. The Miami Heat lost a lot of their floor spacing bigs. They lost Kelly Olynyk, Nemanja Bjelica, and with Aldridge being a pretty good three-point shooter, I would love to see him in Miami as well if the Lakers and Brooklyn Nets don't want him. So yes guys, this wraps up my video for today, talking about Lamarcus Aldridge and his potential return to the NBA. What's most important to me is I want to know your thoughts. Do you believe he's a great target for the Lakers, maybe the Brooklyn Nets, or the Miami Heat? Or is there another team you want to see Lamarcus Aldridge on? Put your thoughts down in the comments below. But other than that, take it easy, God bless. I'll see you all next time on Easy Buckets. Woo!